In the previous episode, during the feast, Lewellyn faced harsh criticism from Pamela but stood her ground. Duke Almondite noticed her distress and sought permission from King Bastian to escort her. Inside the royal palace, Commander Tristan, seeing Lewellyn with Duke Almondite, disclosed that she had met him that night. This revelation confused Lewellyn, making her wonder if the man she was with that night was not Tristan but Almondite. Now, discerning the unfolding situation, Lewellyn observes Duke Almondite approaching. Reflecting on a past encounter, she recalls rebuking Commander Tristan, stating he wasn't qualified as a knight to accept things unquestioningly. As she left, Tristan called out, expressing confusion about her mention of entangling their bodies. Seeing his genuine expression, Lewellyn senses there is more to the situation, feeling that Tristan knows something he can't articulate. Meanwhile, Commander Tristan also wonders that he knows what to say and mutters that he shall act as if he heard nothing. Reflecting on the situation, Tristan wonders about the nature of the circumstances that Princess Lewellyn is adamant about keeping secret. He questions why she would be in even greater danger if this information were to reach the wrong ears. As Tristan contemplates the situation, he questions whether Princess Lewellyn has genuinely mistaken him for someone else. Despite being only 22 and in the prime of her life, he acknowledges the possibility that a knight like himself, asked to abstain, might have spent the night with someone he held affection for. Yet, he ponders the audacity of anyone trying to approach the noble Princess Lewellyn, who has no fiancé. However, a nagging thought crosses Tristan's mind. The one holding the dazed royal Lady Lewellyn that night must have been. Recalling that night, Tristan remembers witnessing a man holding an unconscious woman. As he approaches, shock sets in when he recognizes the woman as Princess Lewellyn. In disbelief, Tristan shouts at the man, demanding to know who he is and why he is holding the princess. When the man turns with a cold gaze, revealed as Duke Almondite, he asks Tristan why he hadn't identified himself instead. Commander Tristan introduces himself as Tristan Jayard, the head of the Red Templar Knights. He then presses Duke Almondite for an explanation regarding why he is holding Princess Lewellyn. In response, Duke simply remarks that he is the man with the title rumored Sir. Additionally, he explains that he discovered the royal lady unconscious in the garden and had simply assisted her, considering she had collapsed. Therefore, he is in the process of taking her back to her residence. Duke Almondite criticizes Commander Tristan, suggesting that it would be more appropriate for a fellow knight to assist Princess Lewellyn. However, he then hands over Lewellyn to Tristan, emphasizing the need to keep the incident a secret and urges cooperation between them. At that moment, Commander Tristan observes the enchanting peaceful expression on Princess Lewellyn's sleeping face, contemplating whether her proximity is a conscious effort to avoid appearing vulnerable. He also wonders if the slight redness in her cheeks and the subtle swelling of her lips are due to a fever. In this close observation, he realizes he has never truly noticed the beauty of Lewellyn before. Confused by the sweet and alluring scent emanating from the princess, Commander Tristan finds himself in a perplexing situation. Eventually, Princess Lewellyn opens her eyes, and with a pleading expression, she implores Tristan to keep the incident a secret, asking if he understands. Commander Tristan reassures Princess Lewellyn, promising to do whatever she asks. With that, Duke Almondite entrusts the care of Princess Lewellyn to Commander Tristan and takes his leave. And so, this is the sequence of events that unfolded that night. Due to the lack of a proper conversation between the princess and Commander Tristan, Lewellyn mistakenly believes that he is the one with whom she shared that intimate moment. So, Commander Tristan believes it means that Princess Lewellyn had a physical relationship with someone she couldn't recognize. Furthermore, he confirms that it was not a relationship she considered, but to put it plainly, it was something that happened when the princess's mind wasn't clear. Pointing to the Duke, he furiously contemplates how dare Duke Almondite do something like that with Princess Lewellyn. Commander Tristan extends his right hand in front of Princess Lewellyn, declaring his intent to protect her if she desires. He urges her to stand behind him, a gesture that shocks Lewellyn. Observing this, Duke Almondite is visibly stunned by the unfolding dynamics between the princess and the commander. Princess Lewellyn freezes in terror, struggling to believe that the person from that night is truly Almondite. She desperately wishes for it to be untrue, thinking, "Please say it can't be. And I must note that Duke Almondite's hands are faster than my scrolling speed." Anyway, seeing the unexpected behavior from Commander Tristan, Duke Almondite asks, "What is the meaning of this?" In response, Commander Tristan states that Princess Lewellyn has not allowed him to approach her. A tension-filled exchange of gazes ensues between Duke Almondite and Commander Tristan. Princess Lewellyn desperately contemplates why she is the target. She questions herself about Almondite's motives, fearing that he might intend to punish her, reminiscent of the way he punished her own mother. Unaware that he has sensed the presence of the curse, she anxiously wonders why he hasn't revealed this information to her. And, if it had been Commander Tristan, it would have been easier for her to keep the matter quiet. Now, she ponders about handling the situation through conversation, considering it the best course of action. Duke Almondite expresses jealousy, noting that he hears Princess Lewellyn has been alone without much support from the royal family. He observes that she seems close to Commander Tristan, a Red Templar knight without much power. Observing Duke Almondite's behavior, Lewellyn confirms her suspicions. She realizes there is no way he, being a traitor, would cooperate with her. Understanding this, she considers it a futile endeavor to try and persuade him, acknowledging it as a waste of time and effort. She requests Commander Tristan to escort her to her residence, to which he agrees. This decision leaves Duke Almondite visibly displeased. As Princess Lewellyn walks away, she contemplates the urgency of her actions at that moment, realizing that if she hadn't done something with someone at that time, she might have died. It becomes clear to her that survival takes precedence, reaching a point where she doesn't mind who is with her in that crucial moment. However, the consequences are more severe than she expected. She doesn't intend to blame the person involved, as she initiated the encounter. Yet, when it comes to Duke Almondite Viserk, it's a different story. She firmly believes that she and Duke could never get involved in that way. As she and Commander Tristan are leaving, Duke Almondite stops Princess Lewellyn, addressing her as Your Royal Highness. Turning in their direction, Duke Almondite states that he needs to have a word with her. As Lewellyn listens to Duke's words, she suddenly finds herself imagining Duke Almondite's childhood days and his clinginess to her. Before Princess Lewellyn can say anything, Commander Tristan intervenes, asking Duke Almondite not to be rude to her. Meanwhile, Princess Lewellyn wears a smirk on her face, reflecting that it's all in the distant past for her to witness Duke in such a manner. Without fully turning towards Duke, Princess Lewellyn arrogantly warns him not to speak rudely to her. She asserts that things have changed significantly since the times they used to play together, and he has been combating the Black Wizard for a long time. She suggests that he might have forgotten the royal etiquette in the process. This leaves Duke utterly stunned. However, he calmly comments that he understands. Still, he asks Princess Lewellyn if they can discuss what happened that night between them. Not wanting to escalate the situation further, Princess Lewellyn strongly opposes the idea of talking to him, and when she is in the process of taking her leave, Duke Almondite comments that he had initially planned a more elegant approach, but she left him with no choice but to address the matter here. With a firm gesture, placing his left hand on his right chest, Duke Almondite unexpectedly announces his intention to proceed with an engagement to the royal Lady Lewellyn. Dear viewers, I apologize for the interruption, but if you are watching this segment without having seen the previous one, it may cause confusion regarding the plot. Please check out those videos to fully enjoy the story. The playlist is pinned at the end of this video. Additionally, if you genuinely enjoy my work and would like me to continue providing amazing content weekly, please subscribe to this channel and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. So, let's start again. Princess Lewellyn freezes in her place as she hears his proposal. Not only she but also Commander Tristan stands there stunned with disbelief ringing in their ears. Lewellyn suggests to Commander that she believes it would be wise for him to return now. Still, Commander Tristan refuses the princess's order, saying to allow him to stay by her side because he cannot trust the Duke. Upon hearing the commander label him an untrustful person, Duke Almondite expresses displeasure and asks what the commander is trying to imply. He comments that the Red Templars' commander, Tristan, is being quite rude in this situation. Meanwhile, Princess Lewellyn places her hand on the commander's bicep, reassuring him that she is confident nothing worrisome will happen to her. She also expresses her gratitude, saying thank you to Commander Tristan. But the commander, with a piercing gaze, informs Duke Almondite that he will not be far off. Princess Lewellyn suggests to Duke Almondite that they discuss this matter between them at the glass house. The scene shifts to the inside of the glass house, where both of them have arrived. The Duke desperately asks that he knows they have agreed to keep it a secret. But isn't she being excessively cold to him? He further asks how Princess Lewellyn is feeling and mentions that he wanted to drop her off that night, but he had no choice as she asked him to keep it a secret. However, Princess Lewellyn simply listens to the Duke's words without uttering a response. Duke Almondite's gaze shifts to a particular direction where Commander Tristan is indeed not far off, as he had stated. Duke states why Commander Tristan was acting in such a manner. He questions if Tristan knows something and expresses his dislike for the situation. Eventually, Princess Lewellyn asks saying engagement. In response, Duke Almondite happily agrees, saying that an engagement is indeed the right step. However, before he can elaborate further, Princess Lewellyn bursts into laughter and humorously asks if the Duke is considering engagement after just that single night. She adds that he seems like a young lord still oblivious to the ways of the world. Seeing Princess Lewellyn making fun like this on his words, the Duke is visibly perplexed. Seeing Princess Lewellyn making fun of his words, the Duke is visibly perplexed. In the same laughing state, she questions if Duke Almondite considers her his first lady with whom he slept. She adds that she didn't realize he was such a romantic person who could propose to his first woman. Noting his shock, Princess Lewellyn contemplates that Duke Almondite is so brazen, giving her chills. As she bites her lips in anger, she wonders if the Duke wants an engagement, but that idea is entirely absurd to her. And did he really believe she would forgive him? Not believing what he hears, Duke Almondite asks her if it was all a lie. To this, Princess Lewellyn shouts like a maniac, ridiculing the Duke for thinking she was sincere. She finds it amusing how he believed her. At this point, Duke Almondite's senses are completely shattered as he sees Princess Lewellyn revealing her true nature. With no intention of stopping, she continues to embarrass the Duke by stating that he is free to go around, revealing that they slept together as he pleased. She suggests that a scandal between His Excellency, the Duke, and the pathetic princess would be the ideal subject for rumors to tarnish Duke Almondite's reputation. Duke Almondite feels completely miserable, wondering if she was playing him all this time. The Duke frustratingly utters to Princess that she has changed a lot. Hearing this, she stops for a moment and then states that people change over time. For a while, the place fills with silence, after which the Duke confirms that still, she hasn't changed in one thing. Plus, he shall change his plans. Duke Almondite extends his hand and gently grabs Princess Lewellyn's hair, starting to smell it, which stuns her. He tells her that he will see her again shortly, leaving her speechless, and takes his leave. Seeing him walk away, Princess Lewellyn wonders what the Duke is scheming. Plus, gazing at her hair, which was touched by him, she mutters that should she cut it off. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.